It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello.
Mark Steele, please.
Speaking.
Mark Steele. Erica, let's just say Erica. How about that? We're not going to ever say my last name because I don't want
Even your radio last name?
No, I didn't want people to know that.
Oh.
I'm afraid someone's going to listen to this at some point.
You want to distance yourself completely.
I want to distance myself from myself if I could.
I love it.
That would be great. Hey, and by the way, I've gotten reports that our last episode, my microphone was very quiet and low, and you could hardly hear me. Are you doing that on purpose to make you louder? Is that what you're doing? Because you edit this.
I don't think the last...
You don't listen back to this, do you?
I do listen to it. I had to put the commercials in. I have to listen to it.
Well, then go back and listen and figure out why the hell am I so quiet? Because I'm going to fire you and get AI if this happens again. I am insulted.
Is it the very last one that played last Friday?
It's either that one or the one before that.
Okay, because I can go back and listen. Now, I did have one problem. Last week, my headphone, as you can see, there's some tape on there.
You got a little packing tape, huh? That's nice.
Yeah. Duct tape fixes everything. And the reason why is because it was kind of hanging here because it was the plastic broke. And I noticed when I was mixing it down that I could hear you in like coming through not only a speaker but in through my headphone too. So it was picking it up.
So what you're saying is all the money that we've been paid for doing this show, you've spent none of it on new headphones.
No.
That's what I'm seeing. What do you do with all the money we get?
Well, let me see. What do I do with it? I don't know what I do.
Yeah. You know why? Because we haven't gotten any since last year.
Well,
it's May. It's May of 2026. Why are we still doing this if we're not making such big money like we were?
I don't know.
I don't either.
I think we do it for Phil.
Phil? Who's Phil?
I don't know.
Phil Connor? Phil Connor?
Why do we do it for Phil Collins?
Oh, yeah. People don't understand the reign of terror that Phil Collins had for 20 years. Every goddamn third song on the radio was Genesis or a pussy Phil Collins song.
Yes.
Didn't matter. You could be on an AC station, top 40 rock, all Phil Collins and Genesis all the time.
They were selling him to everything.
Yeah. I don't know. And now he's like some feeble old man who's going back out on tour because he doesn't have any money.
Yeah, because he not only is he broke, but he's like really, really sickly. Like they had to wheel him out in a wheelchair sickly.
So how's he going to play drums in a wheelchair?
He's not playing drums. They have a drummer playing for him, and I think he goes and plays one song. Don't think he has it in him to do two. What I might understand is he may have, I don't know if he has cirrhosis of the liver or what, but he's really sick.
I'm looking it up right now. Apparently, he had a spinal injury in 2007, which led to severe nerve damage, which gave him a drop foot where he has a little sensation in one foot. He's got the type 2 diabetes.
Wow.
He's got kidney complications, which he and his doctors were linking to his past heavy drinking. He's got a 24-hour nurse to manage his medication. He's been dealing with complications from COVID-19. This guy sounds like an ad for an attorney. It's like
if you suffer with.
Yeah. Are you suffering with Phil Collins syndrome? Because if so, you may be entitled to
Phil.
Collins compensation. I don't know. This is the right thing to joke about. He's not going to hear this, is he?
I don't think so.
I certainly hope not.
If he does, we'll be off the air and broke.
If he does, I apologize to you, legendary British singer, songwriter, drummer, producer, for being reduced to a lawyer commercial. Can you feel it coming in the air tonight? If so, call now. Do you think your chances of getting money are against all odds? Pick up the phone like an easy lover and spend another day in paradise. How many other Phil Collins songs can I make puns out of?
Oh, there's a bunch.
If you'd like it to rain money down on you, all
If
you
you
need,
like to turn it on again.
you just need one more night.
And not live like an illegal alien.
Oh, I like that song. I forgot about that song. It's
That's a great
no
song.
fun being an illegal alien.
That's a great song.
Where did the Phil Collins talk come from? How did we get to this?
I don't know.
If you would like to be taken home in a limo, take you home. Home by the sea, call now. Don't spend all your time in a land of confusion.
If you lay in bed yelling, Mama.
I believe that's all the Phil Collins songs I know. I think I'm going to stop there.
I think, though, I think somewhere in his illness, I heard a couple of band names, though.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, you know what? You might be right. Let me go
Like
back and...
what was it, Deadfoot? I love that one.
Deadfoot. It's,
That's a band name right there. You better put that in your list.
I understand that Deadfoot sued Blackfoot, but they did not win.
Yes. For copyright.
Deadfoot. That's like calling it Dead Leg. How about Dead Leg for a band name? Oh, poor Phil Collins.
But then Wet Leg would be mad. So I say we stay with Deadfoot.
You know, I didn't even know about the Wet Leg until they started winning Grammys a couple of years ago, and I went back and listened to them. I'm like, this is pretty good. I can see why they're winning Grammys.
They are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I was surprised, too.
Me too.
I never heard of them before.
That's because we are getting old and we're out of tune with what the kids are doing and listening to.
Yeah, my son the other day sent me a band. He goes, I got a new favorite band. And I look at, I listened to them. Yeah, they're pretty good. And it's
Who is it?
I guess a newer. I wish I could remember. I can't get to my phone. It's okay. I'll tell you what you could do. It's just Google Seven Dust on tour and see who's opening for Seven Dust. That's the band.
All right, let's see.
They're actually pretty good.
Seven Dust is touring with Fire from the Gods, American Adrenaline, and Atreyu, Atreyu. Does that sound right?
Atreyu? Yeah, I've heard of that.
Atreyu, yeah.
That's just those three?
That's all I see.
Okay, no, none of those sound familiar, but it was actually pretty good. It was a kind of had like that new metal sound.
Can you hear the jackhammer in the background? Is that bleeding?
Yeah.
Is that bleeding through? That is a jackhammer they are using on the
what are you
building
guys
today.
doing?
It's scaring the shit out of the dog is what it's been doing.
What are you looking for?
They are looking to give me faster internet access.
Oh, nice.
Because right now I've been saddled with Xfinity, which is Comcast. And there's been no other option here in Condo Land. Now, somebody must have got mad at Xfinity because they're putting in Frontier Fios right now. So I'm going to get nice, brand new, shiny fiber. And it's going to be amazing. I used to have it at my old place I lived in. And it's fantastic. It's like, 500 up and 500 down is like $35 a month. Right now I have 500 up or 500 down and 40 up. And it's very not reliable and very slow for $60 a month.
Yeah, they're Infinity. When I had Infinity, when it was called Comcast, then they turned it Infinity. When I was down in South Florida, they were not. It worked okay for around the house, but if somebody is playing, when my son was playing video games, and then we're trying to do something on a computer, that wasn't happening.
Yeah, just now I'm watching Mark on FaceTime, and Mark's picture got all like degraded, and I thought the call was about to drop because
Again.
that's what Xfinity is like. And I work from home; I need decent internet, so
yeah.
I'm very excited. I was thinking about moving, and now I'm not so much thinking about moving anymore, even with those 3 little missed abortion appointments running around upstairs unsupervised all day. I can just wear my headphones.
I like your place, and I like the neighborhood too.
It's nice. It's okay here, except for those little asshole kids that.
How old are they?
They look like they're between like 1 and 3, but they're up there by themselves, unsupervised all day, screaming at the top of their lungs, running around, throwing shit all over the floor. It's all day, most days. It's unbelievable.
You think they're really unsupervised? Well, there's
somebody. Oh, I know they're unsupervised because when their dad gets home, all I hear up there is "Shut the fuck up, goddamn!" He screams at him. So yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody has a camera on them, and that's how they keep an eye on them. So yeah,
that's horrible.
I need to call Department of Children and Families and say, hey, I think there's some kids being trafficked in the apartment upstairs from me, because about a year ago there were kids up there and then they just disappeared, and now there's different kids up there and they're always by themselves, and I think somebody lives across the street and keeps an eye on them with like a little Ring camera or something, and I see a strange car with West Palm Beach license plates that's here every weekend, and I don't know who that is, but that's the apartment they're going up into, and I'm not sure if you know where Jeffrey Epstein was from, but it was West Palm Beach. So I'm trying not to be a conspiracy theorist here, but the conspiracy theorist in me says something's up, and I'd like you to look into it.
That's beyond sad.
I know, dude. And if that's true and I didn't say anything, oh my God, I'm going to feel bad about calling them missed abortion appointments so many times.
Yeah, because they're acting like that at that age. I mean, they're going to act out, but there's usually somebody who's supposed to be in charge.
Right, but
and if it's the 3-year-old, that's not good.
I mean, I'm just worried that that there are cannibals around, or that they're saving them for some kind of. I know. I got to get off the internet. I got to stay. Stay off. I stay off of Reddit for at least a week.
I haven't been on Reddit yet. Every once in a while I end up on Reddit because I'm looking for something, and then the Reddit thread has people telling the truth about things that are like you're looking to buy something or get something, and they're the ones that are like giving you the actual way it really
that's
works.
Why I like
Reddit. You
Reddit.
should buy it. Yeah,
I love Reddit so much because that is the no bullshit social media platform, and Reddit is also responsible for me allegedly purchasing Chinese watches.
I mean, if you think about it, because when somebody comes here to do work around the house or whatever, they're always asking you like, "Hey, if you give us a good rating, we'll give you a discount on your," and so that's how they're getting their 5-star ratings.
Yeah.
On Google, when you read Reddit, you'll see these people are not trying to get anything. They're just telling it like this sucked or this was okay. And occasionally you see something's great, but I'll go with okay. Okay is really what normal people say. Oh, it was okay.
I mean, good. Reddit is how I found the broker who helped me buy my car. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have this car. I would have never been able to afford this car without that random guy that I ran into on Reddit who was legit. He was legit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've been ripped off by Reddit yet. I've been a little worried a couple of times, but no, it's just worked out.
Yeah, how do they police themselves though from keeping away from scams?
I mean, there are obviously going to be scams out there, but you really have to. It's got to be one of those. Well, I took a chance and I got scammed, kind of a scams. I mean, you have to know going into it that you might get scammed, and that's what I do when I go into one of these transactions where I'm transferring money to some app I just downloaded to send it to China to get this watch for $400. And I'm like, well, this is $400 I may never see again. But no, usually a couple, 3 weeks later, it's like, oh, here's that watch I forgot about. This is really nice. This is real. It's totally worth it.
I know one thing, when you see sometimes you see things selling and right away you can, the people that I've got ripped off before are like hounding them.
If anybody rips anybody off, it is a pile on, and that person just disappears.
Yes, so, I noticed that. Yeah, they do police themselves. That's
that's the best part about Reddit. That's what Reddit is. Lord of the Flies. That's the best way to describe it. They just take care of it themselves in their own way, and I support that. And I am one of those people that would pile on if. And I've also defended. There's a guy who did an 18 karat gold plating on one of my watches, and he is expensive. But everybody was like, "I'm not sending my brand new watch to this guy. I don't know who he is." And I said, "Look, I can vouch for this guy. I sent my stuff to him last year, and if he's accepting new clients right now, and he accepted you should grab it because he does. Sometimes he gets so busy he just quits taking people, but." This guy who did this gold plating on my watch, it is absolutely beautiful. I'm like, oh, yeah, well, how is it? Well, I've had it over a year now, and it looks brand new. It looks perfect. There's no wear. There's no sign of, the gold peeling off. I mean, it looks like an 18-karat gold-plated watch because that's what it is. It's not cheap, but I would send him another watch. If I wanted to have something else plated, I would no doubt, I would not hesitate to send it to him. And he's in California. I stalked him on the internet and I found out where his shop was. And then I asked him if that's where his shop was. He said, how'd you figure that out? And I said, man, if I can figure that out, anybody can figure that out. He's like, yeah, that's exactly where I am. I said, okay, I figured. I'm like, well, then good. Now I know where you are, you son of a bitch, so don't fuck me.
Well, take a quick break. I got to tell you, I been in the doctor's office the last 2 weeks. That's why.
Doctor talk?
Yes.
All right. I have doctor talk too. If you want to start it, I'll finish it.
Okay.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
Okay, we're back.
Boy. Well, you know what? I'm going to be over here while you tell everybody about your doctor talk. So go ahead, Mark.
All right. So the beginning of the month, I started off with a colonoscopy, and I thought for sure I was going to get this would be my last one, because they say if you have less than 3 polyps, 3 or less, then you're golden. Now I don't know how many were there because I was sleeping. But
well, they usually tell you afterwards.
I know, but he told me there was 4, just enough to get it. So I got another one when I'm, and I'll be 70 years old by then.
This sounds like a money-making scam to me. It's a money-making thing.
But again, they're benign, so thank goodness. And this guy's, I always notice, like when I was in Fort Myers, when I first started getting them because of, they found out when I found out that I had diverticulitis, they saw something they didn't like, and there was a guy that was like, they said, well, there's 2 guys that are recommended, and they kept trying to push me towards this one guy. I said, well, what's wrong with this guy? And they said, well, he's really, really good, but I didn't know how to word it. I said, well, you mean like bedside manner stuff? And they're like, yeah, it's like they don't want to say he's like a dick, right?
Look, man, all of the best doctors are all dicks and have no bedside manner. If you're too nice to me, it's like you're not a super good doctor, are you?
No, you have to be nice. And it's like, I'm not, and I literally told my primary care physician, I said, listen, I'm not looking for a prom date. I'm going to be sleeping when he's doing his best work.
Right.
And when I wake up, it's done. And then and I'm glad he did, because at that time I had like 13 or 14 polyps.
Oh my God. Well, and think about this guy's job. That's all he does all day. He goes up people's asses all day.
Of course he's a little cranky pain.
I'd be a little weird too if that was my job.
So I came back. I didn't go to my primary care to see. I came back to him for a follow-up after. And when I walked into his office, he literally had anything and everything that could be brand related up on the walls. Oh, God. Like boxes of cereal and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. He goes, look around you. You notice the theme? Goes, yes.
This is your life now, Mark.
Yes. Get used to it. This is what you need to be eating.
Oh God! Now you're scaring me because I want to hold something up to the camera here. Can you see this? See what that is?
Oh, how about that? You're going to do that, huh?
This is what doctors like to call a 354 milliliter orally as directed bowel preparation kit.
Oh, that's a fancy way they do yours. We just went out. We just had to go buy ours all.
No. They give me this like mixture, and I can mix it up, and there's flavors and.
Yeah. But, and then got that, and so you take some laxatives, and.
I just hope the neighbors don't call the police or the fire department or anything on next Thursday night, because that's when it's happening next Thursday night. So don't call me. I'm gonna be busy. I'll have my phone, though. Don't worry. I'll have my phone.
I'll be in Thursday night. I will be in Fort Myers.
Not this week. Next week.
Yeah, next week I'll be in Fort Myers.
Oh, so wow! So I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna say I have a good excuse as to why I didn't hang out with you.
You're usually pretty busy.
I had a little leakage I was dealing with. I had some broken pipes, let's say.
Yes.
I haven't done this since I was like 50. I am not looking forward to it. I remember it the last time I had to do it. I didn't like it, and I don't want to do it again. But all right, can we conclude doctor talk now?
Well, I guess today I had to go in to get my biannual blood work, and then I had to go in for a sonogram.
What are you, pregnant? What's the matter? What have you been doing?
I wanted to see your reaction. That's why I wanted to ask you what the word was. I couldn't remember what it was called at first, and I go, wait a minute. I said, yeah, and I got to see the baby. We're not going to find out what the sex is.
Hey, Mark, let me tell you this right now. Maybe you don't know this, but you can't get pregnant through the ass or the mouth. Just remember that. I want that.
How do you know what I got down there?
I don't, but I'm telling you right now. Those are the two ways I know not to get pregnant by.
Well, yeah, I know, and you know what they use a sonogram for? This is wild.
For looking for what? Looking for your keys? I don't know. What would they look at for? What? Not a doctor.
No, I don't put that there. But in my pocket usually.
Oh, found your remote control. I don't have a Sony TV.
Wrecked them. I damn near killed them.
Oh, stop it.
Well, if that's the thermometer, where's my pen? And the other jokes that come along with that one.
I'm just mad that I didn't do the rectum damn near killed him joke because I love that joke.
They're looking at my aorta. That's how instead of opening you up to see how bad it's getting and getting, with years, even if you're healthy, and I was never healthy, until just the last probably 10 years, maybe.
Yeah,
not even
since you quit smoking and drinking.
Yeah. So it's been a while, but it's that's how they check your heart to make sure there's no of course it came back as no further blockage than it was last.
Yeah, you don't want that big scar between your boobs going all the way up to your neck.
No.
I don't want that either.
It doesn't look like it's going to feel good when it heals. It looks like it's going to hurt.
I know. It looks like it's going to be itchy, and you can't wear a low-cut top anymore unless you really want to, unless you want to have people point and say, wow, I bet that smarted. And then,
the only time I was ever cut really deep was, you can't see the scar. I don't know if I ever showed you this. So it goes from here. It's like a V. It goes all the way down to the bone on my finger. Yeah. On a motorcycle chain. It cut in. Yeah. I was getting it, and I thought it was off the whatever you call it. And boom! Oh, there's yours.
There's my knee.
And that was painful
like
too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Having your knee replaced. Let me tell you something. It hurts, and the pain is so bad that I quit taking the pills because they weren't really doing anything for me other than making me constipated and high, which I didn't like either one of those. But if I ever have to get my other knee replaced, I don't know if I'll do it because I couldn't sleep for almost a month. I just wasn't sleeping. And that makes you a bit insane. It makes you irritable. It makes you crazy. Mm-hmm. It makes you, unable to focus on anything. And somehow, during this whole knee replacement thing, ask me how many days off of work I took.
I would say 1.
I took 1 day off of work.
Yeah.
From a total knee replacement surgery. But I kind of had to work because I had to think about something and focus on something other than
your mind off of that.
Damn, this hurts. So I just took my laptop over to my chair and hung out there, and it was fine. But man, if I'd been forced to go to the office after I had my knee done, I bet I would have had to take a month off. I would have had to take short-term disability because there is no way that I would have been able to drive to work and sit in an office, for 9 hours a day and, an hour each way in a car. There's no way I could have done that the first month. It would have been impossible.
Have you been back on your bike yet?
Oh, yeah. I'm back on my bike all the time. I rode my bike 15 miles night before last.
Good. I was wondering if you ever got back on it.
Oh, yeah. I put, since I had my knee done, I've probably put 500, 600, 700 miles on that bike. I'm at 1,200 miles on the bike, 1,300 miles on the bike now.
Nice.
Yeah, I love that bike.
Yeah, I knew you bought it right just beforehand. So
I bought that bike in October of 24, and by September of 25, I was getting my knee ripped out.
Yes.
But my knee was already going, and my reasoning was, all right, I got to exercise. I won't go too crazy. And I just kind of finished my knee off a little quicker, maybe doing that.
Yeah.
But I did lose a little weight and got into a little bit better shape and felt better. So, dude, when I ride that bike, I feel so much better when I ride that bike. And everybody says, oh, but it's an e-bike. I don't ride it like a motorcycle. I ride it like it's a bicycle. And I ride it like an idiot because it's fun to go fast. If I'm riding a regular bike, I'm going like 8 to 10 miles an hour and I'm sweating my ass off and I'm dying. If I'm riding my bike 30 miles an hour, I'm pedaling hard and sweating my ass off. But I'm not about to die because it's much cooler with all that wind blowing on you.
When you see people with the e-bikes, you don't hardly ever see them pedaling.
Well, you'll see me pedaling because I'm not.
You know that? I mean,
I didn't buy that bike to just ride it around like it's if I want a motorcycle, I'll buy a motorcycle. But I bought that bike to keep moving, and that's what I do.
They're selling them like crazy over here.
Everywhere.
There's specialized shops for them even.
That's where I bought mine from, a specialized shop. And now it's got so many miles on it, I might just ride it down there and just have them go over it. It's like, hey, go look at the brakes and, maybe put some new tires on it because my tires are getting a little worn, believe it or not. I keep them, I guess they're supposed to be at like 30, 35 pounds. I keep them at 50 because it's easier to ride. You can go faster that way with more air in the tires.
Yeah, those tires are different. They're like much wider.
Yeah, mine are
tires.
Mine are fat. Yeah. But dude, this bike it's one of the best things I think I've ever bought, and I'd do it again. I have no regrets about doing it.
So I had a friend of mine from recovery that was selling him and his wife's bike because they didn't use them anymore. They do a lot of camping. They were putting them on the back of their camper.
Yeah.
But she really didn't like it that much. So he decided to sell them both, and he had trouble selling them. So he was selling both of them for $500.
E-bikes?
Yes.
Oh my God! You should have bought them.
He tells me that after he sold it. I was like, oh my God! I said, oh my God, for that kind of money.
Yeah.
I know they're like $700-800 a piece or more, right?
$2,000.
Holy cow! But you just gave them away.
I bought a good one though. As usual, I over researched it like I do with everything, and it turns out the bike I bought still, what's it been? It's been a year and a half or more. My bike is still rated as the best, basically the best bike for old people. It's comfortable. You sit in an upright position, so you're not hunched over like on a 10-speed. Right. I bought a softer seat because I'm fat and old. But they have an updated version of my bike now. So I'm going to be tempted, if I take that thing down there to have it serviced, I'm going to be very tempted to say, so what do you give me this if I trade it in on a new bike? Because the new bike is pretty much the same bike, but with improvements. It has different improvements with the suspension. It's got a different seat. It's got suspension on the seat post now. And it's got completely different gas-filled shocks on the front. It's just a more comfortable version of the bike that I have now. And it's the same price as I paid for my bike. So I might be tempted to just say, all right, well, if you want me to pay $400 to tune up my bike and put new stuff on it, what if I just give you that bike and $500 or $600 and you give me a new bike?
You think that might work?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I don't know I don't even know how to even figure out the blue book value of those bikes. Is there
I don't know.
Blue book for bicycles?
Well, bicycles are like everything and take a massive depreciation hit. But I don't know. I don't know. I know what the markup is on those bikes, so I know how much money they're making. But if they want to move another one and they want to sell one for a little bit less, because you get people that come in and are like, oh, I'm not paying that for a new bike. Well, we have a used one over here that looks identical, that is in perfect shape for $14.99. Oh, it's the same bike and I can save $600. You can save $600. Oh, well, that sounds like a deal for me. And they probably would sell it very quickly.
That can't hurt to ask them anyway.
I mean,
right?
you can't have to try. The only thing, I'm a little intimidated about riding it down to the place where I bought it, because it's down in Osprey, which is south of Sarasota Square Mall. So on my app, I think it's 15 miles. But most of it is, I'll have to ride on the busy road for a little while, but there's bike lanes on that road. And then I can shoot straight down to the trail, and I could just take this bike path all the way down to where the bike shop is for like 8 miles. Yeah. And the bike has plenty of battery to do it. And I'll pedal it anyway. It probably won't even take half the battery to get it there. So I'm just going to have to.
But how long does batteries last anyway?
Well, it all depends on how much you weigh, what the terrain you're riding is, how hard you're going to pedal, how little you're going to pedal. The way that I ride it is I pedal it all the time, and I usually pedal it in a medium to low setting. I don't really put it. The only time I put the bike in the maximum assistance pedal, the fast pedal, is when I'm on the straight piece of road where I can go 30 miles an hour. Then I turn I basically put the motor on high and pedal as hard as I can. That's the only way I can get to 30 miles an hour.
So that's one thing that's good for is like when you're going over to the, if you're going towards the beach or whatever, and you have to go over one of those intercoastal waterways.
Yeah, you want to go over those steep bridges, you just ride right up that thing.
Yeah.
It won't even hurt you. But
kill you on the other way.
The way that I ride it, I can probably ride it for about 2 hours if I'm constantly riding it and giving it power, and get about 60 to 80 miles on the thing. Which I don't know. I've never ridden it until it died. I've never even come close to having it die on me. I think the longest I rode it 22 miles one day, and I think I used up about 60% of the battery.
And if the battery dies, it's just like a regular bike then at that point.
Yeah,
right?
But the bike weighs 68 or 70 pounds.
Oh, I didn't know they were that heavy.
Oh yeah, batteries are not light, and this has big fat tires and a big hefty frame. So, and I don't have the large bike. I have the regular size. They make the same bike in two sizes. Regular is for people who are between, like 5 feet and 6.5 feet tall, or you can get one for people that are, 5'8" up to 6 to 7 feet tall. Oh, but wow. I just don't want that big tall bike. But I don't have really long legs. If you have really long legs, then you get the large frame bike. I don't really have really long legs, so I got the smaller frame bike, and it's absolutely perfect. It's comfortable, and dude, e-bike, best thing I ever bought. Ever. I'm serious.
I know Kathleen's been bothering me about bicycles.
You can find them on Marketplace. I would look on Facebook Marketplace, and Velotric is the brand that I bought. And I chose that for several reasons. They have really good customer service, and they have the UL stamp. All these bikes come from China, and you don't know what kind of crap you're getting when you get it from China. And sometimes, any battery can catch on fire. The battery in your iPhone or your Android phone can just burst into flames. Your laptop can burst into flames. Same thing with a bike. It's got the same kind of battery. Same thing as my car. It probably won't, but if something gets pierced and it, gets into the air and gets a little salt water in there, it could easily, get catch fire. But this one has been tested by Underwriters Laboratory over and over and over, and it meets their strictest guidelines. And the Velotric people say the same thing. They're like, take the bike and throw it in the salt water, the whole bike. Even the motor on the back. You can submerge it for up to a half an hour in salt water, bring it back out, dry the battery off with a towel, and ride the bike away. And you're good. It's fine. Saltwater, freshwater, doesn't care. You can get it. You can ride it in the rain. You can do whatever you want. It's fine. So from all the research and all the reviews I watched, that was the bike that I picked. And since I made that choice a year and a half ago, this company is still there. A lot of e-bike companies come and go, but this one is still there. They're growing and releasing new bikes. And everybody on the internet who gets one says the same thing. They're like, yeah, this is the best bike I ever bought. I used to have one of these, and now I have this. I should have bought this instead. And I would do endorsements for Velotric if they would pay me. I really would. I would do it for free because that's how good I think these bikes are from them. They're a little expensive, but it's one of those you get what you pay for things.
How do you spell their name?
Velotric.
Okay. Reason why I'm asking you because I'm gonna hashtag them or whatever. You put that inside the that way they see it. Somebody was talking about them.
Yeah, dude, I swear by their bikes. If I were to get another one, I'd get a blue one instead of a red one, or I would just get a red one and not tell anybody I got a new bike, because that's what I have now is a red bike. Nobody would notice.
Yeah, I was wondering because I just seen kids with them, and I didn't think. I guess, man, parents must spend a lot of money on their kids.
Oh, those kids are riding those bikes that look like motorcycles. They're the ones who are fucking it up for everybody, and they're the ones that are going to require new laws to happen. Like when you're on the trail here in Sarasota, the speed limit is 15 miles an hour, and now I've heard and seen on the internet they have cops out there with laser guns looking for kids on e-bikes who are just speeding down the trail. Because the speed limit's 15. And if I'm riding down that trail, I'm probably not going to go over 15 miles an hour because I don't want to be an asshole. I don't want to scare anybody or sneak up behind somebody. I am finally old and to the point in my life, I wouldn't like anybody doing that to me either. So why would I do it to somebody?
Exactly.
And which will means that it will probably take me a little bit longer to ride it down to the bicycle shop, but I don't care. What's going to take me an extra 10 minutes? I got 10 minutes. I can do that.
Yeah, well, it figures as much. I seen a way that some of those kids thinking it's like, man, no helmet on, things like I'm thinking, my God, they're going to break their head.
I see it just about every time I ride. There's these three little punk kids who are probably 12 or 13 riding their little, they look like motorcycles, but they're electric. And they're riding through the park and they're riding down the road and I'm just like, oh, these little assholes are going to be the ones that ruin it for all of us. And then here's nerdy, grandma me riding around with a beige helmet and finger open gloves and because I used to ride that bike without gloves and the grips were just wearing on my hands and my hands were red and they were sore and I thought I'm gonna go buy gloves and there's a bike store right here by me, so I went to the bike store. I'm like, I need gloves for this thing. Oh, it's like $45 for a pair of gloves.
Oh, I know. I got different. I got a winter pair and a summer pair of gloves for my motorcycle.
Yeah, they're expensive. These are probably the same ones you'd wear on a motorcycle. They have a lot of padding on the just for your hands, but you have open fingers, so your fingers don't get hot. And those things save my life, man. I don't even think about it. I would never ride that bike without those gloves. And I'm like, what a douchebag I must look like riding around wearing a Oasis t-shirt and a beige helmet on my nerdy sit-up straight bike.
Well, at least you're not wearing the what is that the Speedos or whatever the heck.
Oh, bicycle shorts, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I'm not there yet. I'm just.
That's an interesting outfit.
I'm just not there yet. When I was buying the gloves, the lady was just like, she was like, "Oh, is that your red bike?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, how do you like that? I've seen it." I said, "Oh, dude, that's a." She's like, "You should come on our ride." I'm like, "Do you guys have e-bikes?" She's like, "Is that an e-bike?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you wouldn't like me. That's an e-bike." Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just.
It's kind of like the Japanese bikes showing up and trying to ride with the Harleys.
You know what? That is a good analogy.
Place, yes.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm like, I know when I should be
kids.
riding. I would rather, you know what? I would honestly rather ride by myself with my headphones and listen to music anyway.
Yeah,
because that's what keeps me focused, and just listening to music makes me forget how long I've been riding. I'll look down and be like, "Holy crap! I've gone 12 miles. I might be getting tired. I should go home."
Yeah, bicycles are big because I watch this podcast every once in a while, and it comes out of I think it's out of Clearwater, maybe I think it's from Pinellas.
Yeah,
this guy's got a podcast, and all he talks is about things going on around the Bay Area.
Yeah,
and it could be like a restaurant that's opening up, but it also could be like, well, this restaurant now is not taking certain kind of bands playing there, or whatever. And one time it was a whole little spick he put on there about, I guess they were about these bicycle people and how they're fighting with each other over who really should be allowed on the
believe me, man,
lanes.
there are so many people who do not. These people do not want e-bikes on these bicycle paths. And I don't know how to tell you this, but the Amish and the Mennonite, we have a lot of those around here in Sarasota. Yeah. They are all riding these things now. They either have the trikes or they have actual e-bikes. And I see them riding up to the mall by me all the time, which I think for them before was probably way far away from where they live and they couldn't get to before. But you know what? Those old sons of bitches, those relics, those religious zealots, none of them are pedaling their bikes. They're all using the throttles.
That's so funny because that's completely opposite of their...
Yeah, well, I mean...
of their code, I thought.
So the Amish are the ones who shun all kind of technology.
Oh, okay.
But the Mennonites are the ones who are just like the Amish, but with VCRs, is the way it was explained to me. I'm like, VCRs? But apparently the Mennonites are like, well, the English have made these e-bikes. I guess we'll use the e-bikes from the Englanders, and we'll use our solar panels to charge them so we're not paying the government. That's all these people are. These people are just religious zealots who don't want to deal with the government. That's all they are. These people are like people in Idaho, but nicer, I guess is the only way to look at it. They just don't want to. They don't want to shoot the FBI like these lunatics in Idaho.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Yeah, you know how I am with religious zealots. I'm against them.
All right, let's take a quick break and then come back and we'll wrap things up.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
All right, we hadn't quizzed you in a while. You haven't taken the quiz lately.
I did not study for any quizzes. This is a pop quiz. I never did well with those.
Pop quiz, yes.
All right, quiz me.
So I watched this show, and it's called the Makeshift Project.
I haven't
They're
heard
a
of that.
podcast. They're actually pretty funny. The guys, and their entire shtick is these top 5 things.
So they are so they're BuzzFeed without calling themselves BuzzFeed.
Yeah, and the funny thing about it is the guy will say, "Okay, top 5 countries," and they'll do the other guy's like he just throws an answer out there real quick. He goes, "I didn't finish the question. I'm going to stick with that."
All right, then you know what? Let's completely steal their entire MO and let's do that. I will jump in very quickly when you try to quiz me. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, this is the top 5 most visited countries.
Australia.
Did not make the top 5.
Japan.
Did not make the top 5.
Hungary.
No. You're not even close yet.
Italy.
There you go. Number 5.
All right, yeah, because obviously people can drink there. España.
Number 2.
Number 2,
Good.
because people can drink there. That's another reason why. Let's see. What about Thailand?
No.
Because people can get freaky there.
There isn't. Yeah. But they do have a line, apparently.
Yeah. So the line is at the Philippines.
No.
Am I getting closer? Am I in the right area?
Well, there is one Asian country on the list.
Is it an island or is it a mainland country?
It's a mainland.
Let's see. Is it Turkey?
No.
Yeah. Jeez. Asia. Well, it can't be India.
Someplace you would feel like you wouldn't want to go anyway because it's just you may not come back.
Oh, that would be China.
Yes.
Yeah. I was going to say North Korea, but really no one goes there.
So you got 2 Spain, 4 China, 5 Italy. So you need number 3 and number 1.
I would say Iceland.
No.
Are there any in South America?
No.
No. Is the United States one of them?
Yes, that's number 3.
I don't know what kind of idiots would come here right now.
And the number 1 country doesn't make any sense at all.
How am I not getting number 1? I've gotten everything but number 1.
They hate people. They hate people.
The French.
Yes. Huh. They hate everybody.
Huh. Yeah, they hate themselves.
Yes.
I can't blame them. They smell. I smell right now, though, too. I haven't taken a shower today. I admit it. Look at my hair.
Every time I see the French... every time I see something lately about France, it's about the they're youngins out there protesting.
Well, but they've been doing that for years. They'll have farmers dump shit on the right in the middle of the road just to protest. Like, oh, you guys are taxing us too much. Let's take all the manure we have and dump it on the Champs-Élysées. However you say that.
The thing about it was you can't tell the difference between the men and women.
Well, everybody has long hair and is dirty.
Yes.
And even the women have slight beards.
Yes. And they got...
hairy armpits.
Like crazy.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that was my daughter for a while. Oh, my God.
And I'm going, I don't understand. It's because French are supposed to be such pretty women. I'm going, I can't get past it.
Yeah, well...
This is just like a really effeminate dude.
I have good news for you, Mark. No French women are looking to bang you.
No.
So you're fine.
Well, actually, you're pretty... You don't even have to... You can remove the word French, and then it still fits me. No women are looking to bang me.
And you live in the Frenchest city in America.
Yes.
Up there in New Orleans. If you can't get laid in New Orleans, you just stop. Stop trying.
I'm glad about one thing. This is the ideal time in my life to live here because I don't drink and I don't get high anymore because this place here would have killed me.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Miami in the 1980s was bad. Yeah. That's way 24/7, no matter what year it is.
Right.
Insane.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
And there's tons of people visiting all the time.
Well, you guys have visitors at your house all the time?
No. I was surprised at how many people did not. Like family members didn't come out of the woodwork. I guess they're past that time too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised my sister, my brother, nobody said, hey, can we come visit and stay for a while?
Yeah, I think the days of, hey, let's go to New Orleans for 3 days that we won't remember are behind us.
Yes, I think so. I even offered you don't want to take me up on it.
I've been to Key West. I understand that New Orleans is like a bigger, smellier, more dangerous Key West.
Yes.
Been there, done it. Threw up on the bar in Key West. I don't need to do that again.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was, I believe Jägermeister was to blame for that. Might have been rum. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Wow. It was Key West. There was nothing to do.
No, there really isn't anything to do besides drink.
I always tell everybody when the people who are fantasizing about Key West, I hate to shit on their Key West fantasies, but I often do. And the way that I do that is, Key West is great if you have a trust fund and you like to fish and maybe you have a little bit of a drinking problem. If you have all three of those, you're going to love Key West. Key West is for you. It is for rich, drunk people who like to fish. That's because there's a shit to do there besides those things.
Yeah, drinking. That's it. There's nothing else.
Drinking, little cocaine, little weed, little fish. Nothing else to do. Nothing.
I went to have a big bike thing in is it October, November? I can't remember. I think it's in November. No, might have been. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was in November. That's right, because it was my NASCAR friends. Do you ever meet my NASCAR friend Tim?
No, I tend to won't be scared of the NASCAR people.
He was a Jack. He was a
Jackman
for the number one car in the Bush. Remember the old Bush series?
Do you call him Tim Jackman? Because that's what I would call him.
Actually, his last name, he had the greatest name of all, man.
What? Was Steel?
No, Hammer.
Hammer.
Tim Hammer.
Okay, come on.
Hammer time. Yes.
Come on.
And that was his God-given name.
Come on.
But anyway, he used to work for NASCAR, and he lived in near Fort Myers, out in the country, out in the near the Everglades, and we met one time, and he was really cool. Came up, say, I know you like racing, so I got this for you, and he gave me this. I don't know, it was like a hat or something. It had a bunch of driver's signatures on it, and stuff like that. And that was really cool. So I gave him the tickets that we were registering for.
So that was a good trade. Who was the number one car?
They used to have the name of the guy that owned it was Finch, and what he would do was he would hire like drivers for the race. Like one time it was Brad Keselowski, different people. He just hired drivers to run the races, and they only mainly ran the real big races like Talladega and Daytona and Atlanta, like the real big tracks.
Yeah.
I don't even know if he's in. I don't know if Finch Racing is even around anymore. Or...
I'm looking here. Who's running the number 1 car right now? It's Ross Chastain for Trackhouse Racing in the NASCAR Cup Series.
I haven't paid attention to racing since probably like 2015.
Me neither. I switched to F1 many years ago.
Actually, when they started doing the point thing and the chase for the race. Yeah.
Last time I really paid attention to NASCAR was when Fast Eddie and I were working at the station. That's got to be early 2000s. We would go to the race at Daytona every year. And after that second year, man, we got stuck in so much traffic after one of the night races. He drove, so we just rode in, and we just went in his car. And it rained and the race was delayed. When we were driving across the Howard Franklin Bridge in Tampa, the sun was coming up. That's how long it took us to get home.
Yes. That happens, man. Yeah, that's very true.
And it was Monday, and we're like, we have to be at work in like 3 hours. It's unbelievable. We did not make it to work that day. That was a quiet day at work for everyone. But man, never had that long of a drive.
Well, Tim was going to go hang with his friend that worked at the shop where they build the cars.
Yeah.
But it was the end of the season.
Yep.
Homestead was over, so it must have been November. I think, and we met. Everybody met at the Harley Davidson dealership on Homestead, and then we rode the bikes, a poker run.
Yeah.
Down the Highway 1.
Okay. Yeah.
And then you end up in Key West, and then of course the best hand gets the money. And stuff like that. So we got down there, and then they had a big weekend rally, and we stayed there and stuff. And basically, at nighttime was a rally. People come by, look at a bike. The rest of the time, you're just going from bar to bar.
Yeah.
And actually, I met the guy I can't remember what his name is.
Brian.
But he's the guy that owns the radio station here at Key West.
Brian Hollenbaugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, not Brian. No, this is
not
another
Brian?
guy. Jack.
Oh,
Jackson.
okay. Yeah.
I can't remember his last name is.
Yeah,
and I met him trying to get a job.
He's the guy who lives in Hollywood, right?
I don't know.
He's got a place down there, but I think he's a doctor in Hollywood.
And he was, and I didn't get the job, but anyway, we were they were going from bar to bar, and they were.
Yeah.
By the time I finished the interview, which was in the morning, it's like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, they were gone. Gone, ugly drunk. So we go in, and you know how you go. You got the world's smallest bar, which is basically a little hole between two other bars.
Yep.
And somehow some bartender gets in there.
It's like a filled-in alley, is what that place is. Yeah, it is.
So we go to that one, and then we go to the one that's on. It's outside. It's the one that's all open, where the band plays.
Yeah.
So they go, well, we're going to go in here if you want to catch up with us. And there's some swinging doors, like an old saloon. Do you know what I'm talking about? You're going in that bar. It's to the left, right? And you know what's in there, right?
More alcohol. I don't know what.
Well, yeah. Well, it was when I walked in there, I come pushing in through the doors.
Yeah.
And here I am, freshly sober by a couple of years.
Oh, no.
Sworn off women by a couple of years. And I kick open that door, and bam, I'm in a strip club.
I was going to say bunch of naked ladies are in there. That's what I was going to say.
Very young naked ladies, like my daughter's age. Oh. Not now either. Like when she was 18.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I?
Oh my God, am I in the right place from 20 years ago?
So they don't think nothing of it because they know I don't drink. So they go, you want me to get you a Coke or something? And I'm looking around, I go, do I just like say no?
Can I just get a Coke and some very dark glasses?
Right. So he's going up there and he's just dropping mad money.
Yeah.
And things are going on the stage that probably not legal.
Look, man, it's Key West, first of all. Everything is legal in Key West.
Yeah, it is the Conch Republic.
It is. If the cops had come in there and seen something that might have been illegal, they would have just said, hey, the next time we come in here, we don't want to see that. That's how Key West works. It's like, I'm not going to bust you now, but the next time.
So I couldn't drink that soda quick enough.
Yeah. And
then I just excused me. Say, hey, man, I'm going to go out there and listen to the band again.
Yeah.
And then friend's like, my friend says, hey, my friend was wanting to know if you don't like girls. I said, since I'm sober and all that now, I said, I've done a lot more things too. Things I used to do in the past.
Yeah.
I said, if this was 10 years ago, you would have been embarrassed about my behavior.
Yeah. 10 years ago, me would have been in there hitting the ATM machine at midnight because I'd already taken out my allotted $600 today.
Yes. I said, but me now, I just, I'm just going to listen to the music and hang
just
out.
like, hey, I'm just not gonna throw money at a bunch of girls who aren't remotely interested in me for anything but my money. Yeah.
But it's like I remember that. And I just think to myself, I go, oh man, it's just these are places that I never visited. You would think I would have went down there, living down in Southeast Florida. I mean, why would I have never? The furthest south I would ever go was like Kendall.
I mean, there's really no reason to go down there because it's not really a day trip. People underestimate how fucking far away Key West
that's
is.
a long ride. Yeah,
oh my God,
7-mile bridge and a 5-mile bridge, and
I remember driving it from Sarasota all the time, and my friend's like, "Oh, you'll be in Key West by this afternoon." I'm like, "Dude, Key West is 8 hours from here, and if you account for traffic, it's like driving to Atlanta. It is not an easy drive."
Yeah, I rode my back from Key West back to Fort Myers.
Yeah.
And you got to come up. You got to go up through Miami, through Homestead. You got to get on the turnpike.
Yep.
And then work your way to 27, and then work your way up through the.
I would take the back way.
And all that.
I would take the back way to. So I would just take 41 to Naples because there's just less traffic that way.
And it was a long ride, man. I remember leaving in the morning, like 9 o'clock when we checked out, 9, 10 o'clock. And I didn't get home till like 6 or 7. But I had to keep getting gas. With a motorcycle, you got to get every 2 hours.
It's a freaking 8-hour drive to get down there. And people just, it's like, but you can hear 96K rock in Key West, yet it's 8 hours away.
Well, yeah, it was like, it's like, it's not a day trip. You can't go down there and come back.
No.
So you got to stay there, and
that's why you didn't go because you got to plan for it. The first time I went down there, it was when I was going to college in Fort Lauderdale, and we went down there we thought we would go down for the day, and this is where I learned you don't go down there for the day. We went down to Key West and we turned around. We're like, let's just pull over here. We were at like a Bahia Honda Key or something, and we literally found a place to pull my Mustang over and slept in the back of my car. Just folded the back seats down, slept in the car because I was too tired to drive all the way back to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale's 3 hours from there.
Yeah. It's a bit of a hike.
Yeah,
and it's like you're right. It's when you go down there, people think I don't know what they think.
Yeah,
but it's not.
They think, it's just it's just another island in Florida. It's like, no, it ain't, man. That's a fucking hike.
I mean, there's they do have some touristy stuff, but it's mostly drinking.
It's all drinking and fishing.
And actually, there's only like one or two restaurants maybe that are good. The rest of them are just like bar food.
I don't remember anything good about being down there. I remember that the grocery stores were terrible. The movie theater was terrible. Everything was terrible. Everything was expensive and dirty and terrible. The only reason I got my job down there is because the person that I replaced, I think he got his second DUI and ended up having to move back to Maryland or wherever he was from. Oh. And then I ended up losing another disc jockey because he got mugged on Duval Street and got like a traumatic brain injury.
Good God.
So he had to go back to wherever he was from. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to like it here. This is not going to work out. I'm going to go back to Sarasota.
I noticed one thing, though. Had I taken that radio, or if they offered me a radio job, I would have had to get another job as a waiter or a bar back or something.
Yeah.
Because you were not gonna live off that money.
No way.
Super expensive.
Living in a trailer park, even back in the 90s, was $2,000 a month.
Yes. Yeah, it was super expensive.
Yeah. But
I don't know what made me think. Well, I just desperate to get back in radio. I'm glad I waited it out.
Yeah. That was technically my first and my last job in radio. Was in the full-time job was in the Keys. Yeah. First full-time job was at WFFG in Marathon, and that didn't work out because I couldn't find a place to live. And then my last full-time job was being the PD of Island 107, and that didn't work out. But hey, at least I got to be friends with Brian, who is living in Vietnam now, doing very well living in Vietnam.
Yeah, I saw. Matter of fact, I ran across him on Facebook, and I bet you he's probably not on it anymore.
No, he's on. You say hi to him. Yeah, he and I chat every time there's a Formula One race. Me and him are talking the whole time.
Yeah, I used to keep in touch with him because you introduced me to him, and every once in a while I would call up and see how he's doing, see what stations he owns. And he's got a job.
He's one of my favorite people. He never has a job. He does mornings on his rock station in Michigan from Vietnam.
That's so wild.
And he flies home about once a quarter just to, sign whatever he needs to, show his face in the building, and back to Vietnam.
That guy really literally found a way to live and be in radio.
Did he ever? I remember
he did well.
When I was getting to know him, he was telling me his story about living down in where the hell was it? It was in St. Thomas, where he was down there for a couple of years, and then he was here for a couple of years and there for a couple of years, and I'm like, you bounce around all over the place.
I remember that. I remember
what are you doing?
He was living in the islands there.
Yeah, and he even turned up in Wauchula. Near here for a couple of years, where he took over a chain of stations over there before he went back to Michigan and bought those stations. But I remember we were sitting around, I think we were sitting around drinking one night in a bar, and I said, what is your deal, man? Why would you leave the islands like that? And he had a sweet little deal going on, too, that I don't want to talk about here, that he would not appreciate me telling people about, where he had a little side deal where he was making some good money. It wasn't doing anything bad, but it was maybe skirting some import-export guidelines, let's say. And it wasn't it wasn't an illegal substance. It was a perfectly legal thing that he was, kind of a middleman for, and he was cleaning up. And maybe that is why he left the islands. Yeah. But he said no. He's like, I'll probably stay here a couple of years, and because he'd just gotten there when I got there, he said I'll probably stay here a couple of years, and then I'll move on to something else. And he said, what I do is I go into places that are all messed up and I fix them. I know how to fix them, but I don't know how to maintain them. So after I get them fixed, I start looking and I move on to something else I need to fix. And I'm like, that's a pretty good MO right there.
Actually, that's a good way to do things, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, this guy is smart, dude. Oh, my God. And I don't know if I've ever known anybody who had lived in more places than him. He was in the Air Force, and he was stationed in New Mexico at that base where the aliens landed. And I don't want to talk about that here. He was... God, where else was he? I don't remember. He lived in a bunch of interesting places when he was in the Air Force. Mm-hmm. And, radio took him everywhere. And then he moved to Morocco. Before he was in Vietnam, he and his wife were in Morocco for 2 years. And I'm like, Morocco? Wow. He's like, yeah, we can move to Morocco, or, we can move to Spain. I'm like, if you move to Spain, you'll be that much closer to going to an F1 race. Yeah, we can do that from here. We're just going to go to Morocco. We're just going to stay in Morocco. And I'm like, I don't believe this guy, man. How's he doing it? And then tells me one day, he's like, well, we're leaving Morocco. I'm going to be sad to leave this place. It's great. People are wonderful. Where are you going? Going to Vietnam. And I'm like, oh, you love Vietnam long time, huh? And he said, Vietnam. Vietnam is purely economical. It is I think it is the least expensive place in the world to live in a big city. Least expensive. It's the equivalent of like $800 or $900 a month for a palace in a good neighborhood with security and everything. You can live cheap. So I start looking into this, and I'm on the internet, and I'm watching YouTube videos of expats in Vietnam. And sure enough, man, these expats are giving all this advice about, yeah, here's what I would do differently. I wouldn't go get, because when a lot of people go to Vietnam, they see these big, beautiful luxury high rises and condos that look just like American places. And you've got these luxury, you can live on the 30th floor in Saigon for like $1,200 a month. In a secure building, and you don't need a car when you're there, because you can literally take a rickshaw, or you can just grab a scooter and go wherever you need to go. A place is too crowded. If you have a car, it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. So they don't even have a car because they don't need it. So now you don't have the expense of a car or insurance. Right. But, a lot of these people, though, they do make the mistake of moving into too expensive of a place, because in, America, they're used to paying $2,500 a month to live. And then they come to Vietnam and they find this like luxury palace, for $1,500, $1,700 a month, and then you start to realize, oh, I'm overpaying, so I can get something almost as nice as this, just not in a fancy new neighborhood, for under $1,000 a month. I should have done that, because this is making me have to stretch my budget a little bit. So if you do go to Vietnam, do the research and talk to people who live there and find out the mistakes that they make so you don't make their mistakes. These are all things that I've been thinking about, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to retire in America. And I don't want to move to another country to be old in. That's kind of scary to think about. But yeah. Vietnam is certainly an option, especially if I know somebody there. If Brian ends up staying there, I'll know him and his wife. But I've been looking at Ecuador as well. Ecuador has large pockets of expats, especially American expats. And you can live there just about as inexpensively as you can in Vietnam. The difference is Vietnam is a fucking steam bath and hot as hell all the time. If you go to Ecuador, you are literally on the equator, but the elevation is between 8,000 and 12,000 feet. So it's nice all the time. It's kind of in a rainforest. It actually rains a lot, but it's in the 60s and 70s. It can get up into the 80s every now and then when you don't have a rainy day. But if I could live at altitude on the equator in a temperate climate without all this oppressive humidity, who wouldn't want to do that? For cheap, too.
And they're cheap. They're cheap also.
They are affordable for somebody at my lack of income level. Yes, but then if I go down there, now I'm all by myself, and that's a little terrifying as well.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that would be. You get to learn. Did he speak Spanish?
They do speak Spanish, but they use the American dollar as the official currency.
Oh.
And I can pick up a little Spanish. A lot of people speak English in a lot of the bigger cities and the bigger cities suburbs. If you go into the country, nobody speaks English. If you got in the middle of nowhere, which I don't know how much I would ever do with that. I'm old. But the problem that I see with a lot of expats, I study expats a lot, because that is really something I have to think about for the lack of retirement money I have. I'm going to need to find a way to stretch it. And if I have to leave the country to do that, then that's going to be what maybe I have to do. But the stress of it is the expats all say the same thing in pretty much every country. Yeah, I'm on all these different subreddits for expats in Australia, expats in Asia, and like Vietnam and the Philippines and Thailand, and expats especially in Ecuador, Peru, and Colombia. Colombia, believe it or not, has a pretty large expat population. Colombia is a lot safer, I think, than people are giving it credit for these days as well. Is it perfectly safe? No. But, is Miami safe? No. It's kind of the same thing. You stay in the areas that you're okay in. It's pretty much the same thing in Ecuador and in Peru. And, the more that I study the expats, they all seem to have the same experience that, unless you marry somebody from the country you're moving to, you're kind of on your own. You're going to make other expat friends. But as far as making friends with the locals, that doesn't really happen a lot with most expats, which is strange. And then if you think about it, well, there's a lot of people that live here in Sarasota who are from other countries. How many people am I friends with that are from other countries? And I can think of literally one. I have one friend. Who I really know that is from the UK, and he's been here for 20 plus years, but he's literally the only foreign friend I got. The Cubans and Puerto Ricans don't count; those are all the same thing.
Well, they're all, yeah. Well, you see, they were here before us, so.
Yeah, and nobody tell the Cubans, the Mexicans, and the Puerto Ricans that all the white people look at all three of them the same, because that really pisses them off, because they hate each other, it turns out.
Yes, I found that out.
Why is that? Why? So who do the Mexicans hate? You were married to a Mexican. You got to know.
Actually, my ex-in-laws and all, they didn't really have a dislike for anyone.
So they just don't care.
Well, individual people, but not necessarily nationalities. But I have friends that are Puerto Rican and friends that are Cuban.
Yeah.
And the Puerto Ricans pretty much do not like the Cubans and
No,
vice versa.
no, that is the Hatfields and the McCoys, man.
But I think they also don't like the Mexican. I think that's the only thing they agree on.
None of them like the Mexicans. Yeah, they all look at the Mexicans as kind of trashy. And the Cubans look down their nose at the Puerto Ricans, and the Puerto Ricans think that the Cubans are all just a bunch of dicks, which they kind of are. I mean, every time somebody starts talking about Cuba. Yes, every time somebody starts talking about Cuba with me, I'm like, man, I hope we don't go to war with Cuba. We do not need those people being free. If any place needs communism and having, getting their neck stepped on by the man, it's those goddamn Cubans. Leave it the way it is. I know that's a terrible thing to say. I'm aware. But I also believe it. The Puerto Ricans, though, super nice people.
Yeah, actually, that's the first people I learned to live with when I moved from up north to South Florida, because it was mostly people were from the Northeast, a lot of New Yorkers, and then the New Yorkers were a lot of Italians and a lot of Puerto Ricans and stuff like that. So they were in my neighborhood and stuff. The Cubans I didn't meet till I started working in Miami, but there is definitely a difference between the two, and I think that the Puerto Ricans seem to be more Americanized. Yeah.
Well, they are, because they're technically Americans. They pay taxes. Yeah.
They were more Americanized. But the one thing that's really weird about both of them is they both want to go back home.
Yeah. And
they both rather be home.
I kind of get that, and but the Cubans can't do that, and the Puerto Ricans can't do it either because of the population. It's the same thing with Hawaii. Did you know that there are more native Hawaiians are living outside of Hawaii than are living in Hawaii? Did you know that?
Wow.
Because they can't afford to live there.
Oh gosh.
Native Hawaiians get priced out of staying in Hawaii. Simple as that. You go to the West Coast, they're all over California, Nevada. They're everywhere because you just can't.
That's pretty sad when you think about moving to California from Hawaii because it's more affordable.
Yeah. Oh, California is cheaper than where I'm from. So, yeah. Seriously, it is.
No, that sounds bad. I don't know much about Hawaiian prices. I've heard they were expensive, but I saw California prices firsthand. I saw my daughter, between me and my daughter and my grandson and my daughter's wife. Mm-hmm. A couple of groceries, because they forgot to bring their bags, and there's no bags, can't get bags.
No, there's no plastic.
Groceries, and I'm talking about like little things, not a lot, just something to make something to eat at home, and it's like a dessert. That was it, and it was like $60.
Well, I mean, things are like that now. Now that my daughter's living with me, I can't go out to eat anymore because if we go to Chipotle, it's fucking $45.
Yeah.
Chipotle used to be like, oh, $12, I could swing that. What do you mean it's $50 for Chipotle? It's just Chipotle. All right, we're not going there anymore.
Kathleen and I were driving somewhere. I forgot where we were going, but we just decided to swing by, and we were going to eat a little bit later on, but she was a little hungry, because we had gotten up early. So around 11 o'clock or so, 10, 11 o'clock, we pulled in right off the road and hit a McDonald's. I got a 2 cheeseburger meal.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And an extra drink. And that was like $10.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? When did McDonald's? What happened? I hadn't been at McDonald's in such a long time. And it was like, what the? This was one of those places you could go in and out for about $5-6.
Get off my lawn. Things are expensive. I don't know what to say.
Man, yeah. So nowadays, you might just go to a restaurant because you're going to spend the same.
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily. It's every place is awful. I got a double cheeseburger from Freddy's Steak Burgers the other night. Double cheeseburger, fries, and a small, like a miniature chocolate shake for my drink. It was $17 for a fucking cheeseburger and fries, and a little tiny milkshake.
Kathleen wanted to go to this restaurant here. It's a nice place, white tablecloth, over amount of servers and helpful people and stuff.
Yeah.
The meal for 3 was $330, and that was without the tip.
Oh my God! Yeah, see, there's these
my steak, because it was a lot of food.
Yeah,
and I don't eat foo stuff, so the only thing I could find was a steak, and that steak was $84 for the meat alone. Everything was a la carte.
Mark, you are living large.
Then I had some like red potato that was pureed, which is basically mashed potatoes, but they don't call it that.
All right, let's stop talking about food right now because I'm going to go to frickin' Carrabba's for dinner because I haven't had Carrabba's in like 6 months and my daughter's not here this week.
So there you go.
Now you're going to cost me.
Treat yourself.
You know what, though? I can go to Carrabba's and I can get a whole meal of Carrabba's that I will turn into 2 meals with a salad for $25.
Right, because they give you a good amount of portion. You can bring the rest home.
It's true. Don't tell my daughter because she doesn't listen to this. So she don't need to know nothing. I don't need her mad at me. Especially this week. Yeah, I don't need that.
This actually has turned out to be the longest podcast we've ever done.
Well, I'm very sorry to everyone who has already tuned out, and I do apologize that we missed last week. This is what happens.
Over an hour and 40 minutes.
No, hour and 14 minutes there, Grandpa.
I know.
Settle down. I have the same software as you.
You're paying attention.
I am. I'm so broke I can't even afford to pay attention.
All right, my friend. Well, good luck next week. I'll say a prayer for you.
No, we have another podcast between now. Are we going to do one next week? Or are we taking a week off?
No, take a week off.
Oh, we're going to do every other week now for a while for summer hours.
This is our summer hours.
I support summer hours fully. Okay, well then, thank you. And assuming I don't die, we'll talk in 2 weeks.
All righty. Bye.
If I do die, though, I want you to get a Ouija board.
And then do the show with a Ouija board?
Yeah, I'll contact you through the Ouija board.
That's creepy, but it may work.
It's not the devil's work. It'll be fine.
Erica and Mark.
I'll have to consult my pastor.
The phone call.